So this is a little bit funny. These guys are talking about Christ's millennial reign. I'm so angry and I do not want to give a good millennial reign because I feel like no one is on my side. I've been promoting abortion for over 11 years, and there's a possibility that that it's still illegal in many countries, even though I've been talking about massive population reduction for many years. I don't want to believe that it's still illegal. I like to believe that they're telling people that it's illegal because they don't want to anger these pro-lifers. If you start saying that abortion's illegal, all these pro-lifers are going to start going to the abortion clinics and guilting people into it. So what you do is you make out that, oh yeah, it's all illegal. We're doing what you want. You'll vote for it. You wanted this. We'll make it happen. But then you tell the doctors, forget that. We're funding it. We can't have people giving birth to children that they can't look after. I really want to believe that that's the truth, so I don't really know. But yeah, there's so many people that are just so disconnected to what God wants and what God thinks and how God feels. I don't have absolutely no problem with abortion because I believe in reincarnation. So if a fetus dies, the soul will just go somewhere else. Will go to parents that actually want it. Go to parents that have been saving up for years, have a room set up for the child, and not just giving birth to a child because they got pregnant by a randomer in the club or whatever. Anyway, these guys are funny because they're talking about how amazing the millennial reign is.
That's just my opinion on that. I believe that's why it'll be bigger, plus for more to spread out on, enjoy. There'll be more to do. So yeah. Just a lot of things, man. What will we be doing during the millennial? It's not clear to me. Will be specific jobs we might be given, specific tasks. I know it says we will rule over small nations or something like that. Not too clear how what that means. I don't know.
It's so funny how deluded these people are. They literally feel like God is just going to come down and give them a country of their own, and they're going to be the rulers of it, and people are going to bow down to their feet because they've chosen Jesus and God and His God.
Everything, but what we'll be doing. But the Bible isn't too specific what we'll be doing. Okay. My father wants a job policing, like a policeman, because he says that sin will be at a minimum during the millennial. There will actually be sin still, very minimum. Jesus will rule with a rod of iron. Why are they using the term rod of iron? Because sin will be dealt with swiftly. So those people that are out there patrolling.
Yeah, termination. If sin is dealt with swiftly, I just feel like that's just a code for we're going to execute you if you don't agree with what we say. And I don't know, sin is doing things against my will, and there aren't a huge number of things that Islam is kind of against my will, but there aren't, other than things in Islamic beliefs, there's not much that against my will. I'm definitely against the banning of abortion. I'm definitely against having kids that you can't afford to look after. I'm definitely against veil covering and forced enslavement just because you're a woman, or banning women from being educated or working, and all basically, if you want to know what I'm against, it's probably things that are in the Islamic laws or the Islamic culture. But other than that, I'm not fussy. If you want to drink, if you want to, I don't even think there's anything wrong with having 2 or 3 drinks and driving. Okay, some people wouldn't do that. I probably wouldn't do that, but then I'd probably crash the car even if I wasn't drunk. So, but yeah, there's a lot of things that I'm just not bothered with, and so yeah, but there are some things that I am bothered with, and
hey, there's somebody sinning. They bring them to Jesus, and they can bring them to Jesus really quick with just a mere thought, okay? And there you go. That's kind of like, that's the job my dad wants, okay? And I'll be like, Dad, what are you doing? I'm policing today, buddy, son. Okay, what are you doing today? I'm doing whatever, or whatever he has me do. But
his father just wants to do whatever Jesus wants him to do. Well, Jesus technically code for just the average person. But yeah, I don't know if he's wanting to serve Jesus or if he wants to serve Christ. They're 2 different things. Serving Jesus means serving the average person. And well, if the average person wants to ban abortions and to to force women into coverings or whatever. That's what the average person wants, and it's not what I want. So what Christ wants versus what the average person wants, Jesus, these are two different things.
I don't know, but it'll all be fun because no matter what we do for God, it'll always be good. It wouldn't never,
You know what I look forward to in the millennial kingdom? What I look forward to personally is being able to take dominion over the earth the way that Adam did before he fell. And, I don't mean like I'm not going to be able to, control the jet stream and all the weather on the earth, but I think like just over my little inheritance, and I'm just going to give you a down-to-earth example. Like, I love to garden. How many of you guys, does anybody like to garden? You like to try to grow stuff in the summertime? What do you have to deal with? You got to deal with drought sometimes. You got to deal with weeds, and it's so hot that you don't want to go out there and hoe in between the rows. And then even if you do all that, you get bugs and pests that eat all your stuff. And like before you can enjoy that nice ripe tomato, you got a worm that's eating it. All that kind of stuff, because our world has been frustrated by sin. I look forward to, in the millennial kingdom, having my little garden space and being able to say, it's getting a little dry. I think I need a little rain cloud. Come here, little rain cloud. Give me some rain, And then just kind of rebuke the pests and say, you got other stuff to eat over here. Don't eat my garden, and rebuke the weeds, Stuff like that. I think we're going to be able to do that in the millennial kingdom. I think
He's so deluded. It's like, yeah, this new world is going to be amazing, that pests are just going to go away. You're just going to say, go away, pests, and they'll go away. And then you just be able to like, oh, little rain cloud, come over here and water my garden. It's a nice dream, but he's living in he's living in a fantasy world, and all the beliefs that he wants and all the dreams of this amazing world. If God could create a world like that, why haven't I already done it? It's because that world doesn't exist. The pests and the bugs and the caterpillars, they have a right to live just as you have a right to live. I'm not going to be like, yes, you have dominion over the caterpillars. You're just going to say, get out of my garden and stop eating my roses, and they're going to obey you. No, they're not going to obey you. Why? Because they want to eat your garden. And yeah, I think it's kind of cute how delusional these guys are, and they have absolutely no clue, because they think they're on my side, and they're not. They think that I don't want people to have abortions, when really I do want them to have abortions. I think there's way too many people here, and that's much better than actually going to war. They're just trying to stop people from having kids when they can't afford them. That's a much better solution than going to war. But unfortunately, there's too many people here, so I feel like war is just because of the overpopulation. But of course, if I told them this, they'd be like, no, we don't believe you. We're waiting for Jesus and for this imaginary world where you can just say, rain cloud, come and water my garden, and then it's just going to be watered.
I think we'll have total dominion and authority like Adam did. Of course, like I said, it'll be over our little portion of the earth, because then if I had authority over Bob's portion...
Could Adam create clouds in the garden? Is there anything in the story of Adam and Eve where Adam was able to create clouds over his garden? He's just making things up.
Portion of the earth, he might get mad at me. He might not want rain that day. He might want a nice sunny day, right? So that's kind of how I foresee it, but I look forward to that, because I know...
I want a nice sunny day every single day, and I'm not getting... Well, we've had a few days where sun's come through, but it's been very, not even raining, just kind of like spitter, and there's been lots and lots of spitter. If I could make it sunny every day, I would, but really I should just move to America.
So much of what we do on this earth, listen, we were designed to work. Most of us, like, I'm very lucky. I've got a job that I enjoy my job, but a lot of people just hate their job, and that's very common. I had a lot of jobs I hated, but we were actually designed to work. That's what God designed us to do, was to have purpose and to work the earth, to till the ground. But then that got frustrated because of sin. And so I so look forward to seeing what our existence will be like when that frustration of sin is taken away, and we can go back to doing fulfilling labor, fulfilling work that we enjoy, that's not frustrated by sin.
It's so weird. You have no clue what sin is. You're just thinking that as soon as sin has been taken away, the whole world is going to be very different. Yeah, well, you don't know who God is, and you don't know what sin is. Your sin is just things that I don't agree with, and there might still be people wanting to be naked in the streets or sunbathe naked or whatever. I don't really agree with that, but I'm not going to stop that or anything. But yeah, a world without sin, I guess, would be a world where women are not forced to cover up. If people want to cover up, I guess they can, but I don't think it even looks attractive. So I think a world that is, if I got my way, I think it would be more about the covering of women. That would be one of the first things. Covering of women gone, and getting everyone to speak English. That would be a very important thing, and getting people to respect each other and not just insult each other. But yeah, I think one of the most important things is getting rid of idiots and people that are going to hate me. You know, as soon as I say that this is my world is not going to be where you have dominion over your garden and you can have a little country of your own. No, that's not what I'm going to offer you. And as soon as I tell them this, they're going to be like, oh, no, but we can deal with it swiftly. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't think you'll like the idea of it being swiftly. Or I think you will, actually, if you believe that the rapture is all about going into heaven, rejecting me, rejecting the devil, rejecting Babylon, Jezebel, rejecting my temptations, and just going off into heaven. But yeah, that's going to be a very swift process, and not a particularly nice one, really.